Have you ever seen this 2014 UT commencement speech done by Admiral McRaven?
Members of the faculty, family, and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2014, it is indeed an honor for me to be here tonight.
Sure you have. You've seen this. Probably the most remembered part about it is the section where he talks about the number one way to change the lives of 10 people, and it's something he learned from the U.S. Navy SEALs, and that's making your bed.
So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
When I first saw this video, I was like, ooh, I really wish I would have been the one to record this, because more than 20 years before this, I was taught the power and importance of making my bed every day under different circumstances, truthfully, I'll tell you about in just a minute, from another fellow U.S. Navy submarine sailor. Keep watching, and I'm going to teach you why making our bed every day is powerful, and not so we can change 10 other people in the world, so we can change ourselves. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. I post 2 videos a week, so please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can be reminded when I do. Please also consider becoming a member at Motivationeer.com. Your membership really supports this channel. Thank you. The concept of making my bed every day was first taught to me by a petty officer in the United States Navy Submarine Service, a fellow crewman named Mark. Mark, if you're watching this, please get in touch with me. That was 23 years ago. And the reason why he was teaching this to me is because I was an out-of-control drinker in the United States Navy, and it was time for me to go get sober, to get clean. So I started going to AA meetings. I hope I'm not outing him right now, but he was a sober guy at the meeting, and when I walked in and I saw this guy that I knew that everybody respected on the submarine, it was this huge relief. That first AA meeting ever was in Kittery, Maine. By God's grace, he became my sponsor, first sponsor I ever had, and as he was helping me learn how to become sober, he said to me, Shawn, if you want to be sober, make your bed every day. And I was like, huh? How is that going to make me sober? And he said, just make your bed every day, okay? So I started out making my bed every day after day for a week or two. And I came back to him at one of the meetings and said, okay, Mark, I'm making my bed every day. What now? I don't get it. He said, just shut up and make your bed every day, okay? So I got the picture. Don't ask him about why I'm doing this. Just keep doing it. So I did. I was very dutiful. And after a time, maybe a few months, I started noticing something interesting. Around my bed, on my floor in my bedroom, my apartment back then, it was a mess. There was trash, clothes, lint, very disorderly, and yet here was this bed. It looked crisp and clean and neat. Why would I allow the floor to be so messy when the bed looked so good? So I started cleaning up the floor, vacuuming it, making sure nothing was just sitting around on it. And I did that every morning when I first got up. After a time, a few months of doing that, I started noticing in my room, the desk, the drawers, everything on top of the desk was a mess. It just didn't fit with the rest of the room. Clean bed, clean floor, messy desk. So I started cleaning up my desk. That then spilled over into keeping my refrigerator clean and neat, and doing the dishes every day, and eventually my bank account and everything else. And after about a year or so, I came back to Mark, who was an amazing sponsor for me, and thanked him for it, because what he was doing was teaching me how to focus on small incremental changes instead of thinking I was going to change everything in my character all at once. And this is the lesson of making our bed every day, not so we can change the lives of 10 people, but so that we can change something deep in our own character. I have used this same technique with my clients ever since then. These executives that feel like, man, I could do so much more with my life, but things are just not lined up correctly. I can't reach as far as I want, or things are out of control. So I would say, okay, what's one thing you can do that you can master that you've kind of been ignoring, but it's something that will take a little bit of maintenance every day in order to let you start practicing this little improvement mindset. For one person, It was actually business cards. He had this beautiful, huge executive desk, but stacks and piles of business cards on. For another person, another executive, it happened to be what was at their night table next to their bed. It was always a complete mess. Stuff would get knocked off or fall off. The drawer was super cluttered and it was dusty. That was his. For another person, it was plastic bags left laying around in the kitchen from when his wife or him or his kids would go to the grocery store. That was his clutter. Bags that were everywhere. In each of these three quick examples, they got great at just managing that one piece. What this does, and I don't know this for sure scientifically, but I think it's safe to say it creates something like a neural pathway to a dopaminergic reward system. It's something we can do, it's important to do, it's able to be done, and we do it and we feel that little bit of success. There's two principles at work here. The SMART goal system, you've heard me talk about this before in past videos: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Doing one little task consistently again and again in an area that we really will benefit from it, the cleanliness, the organization, the whole spirit of it, that is like a SMART goal because it is specific, it's measurable, yep, I did it today. It's achievable, it's small enough that it can be done. It's relevant because it's teaching you to get back into that pattern of making changes, and it's time-oriented, I'm doing it every day. This is also a part of what we refer to as the lean Kaizen principle of the Toyota production system. Kaizen being change for the good. Lean in this manufacturing process, it's all about making small adjustments today, continually, with the mindset of the best way to do it doesn't exist. It's always somewhere in the future. And we're trying to strive to get to that place by making adjustments in the moment. When everybody in an organization is focused on what they can improve, one little thing about something that they're touching today, the entire organization gets better. Well, this idea of making your bed, it may be your bed for you, it may be something else, but think about what one thing you can do and do consistently that requires being done every day and really master that. Don't force yourself to do 2 or 3 or 4 things, and don't try to just do it for a week and move on to something else. Really focus on this one thing for months at a time and watch what starts happening in your life. Watch what your brain starts noticing, the things that will require some improvements. I think from a spiritual perspective, this is the concept of James 4:17. In a sense, those of you who know the good he ought to do but doesn't do it, sins. That word sin here, hamartia, remember I did a whole video about missing the mark before, this idea of a tragic flaw, remember that video? The idea of sin here is we're missing the mark. If we know there are things that we've left undone and we can get them done but continue to not do them, we are missing the mark. And what happens, you start to notice after a while, is that clutter sets in to your brain in many other areas. It can be insidious. So maybe it's making your bed, maybe it's cleaning up one area of your office, maybe it's keeping the folders on your computer clean, maybe it's creating a new filing system, maybe it's a simple to-do list and mastering that. Whatever it is, pick one thing that you can do and do great and do it for an extended period of time, and you will experience the benefits of making your bed every day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.